This is Matt with Mel Express Radio. I have with me Sarah and SUNGWOO from Aversed. How are you guys and girl doing tonight?
I'm doing amazing. Thank you.
I'm also doing amazing. Thank you so much.
Good stuff. First question, how did the formation of the band come about?
I guess I can answer this one. So this is kind of a long story short. I formed the band Aversed in 2010 in high school. We just kind of started out as an amateur cover band doing Metallica, Opeth covers. And then after a year of forming, we started writing our own music, started playing exclusively our stuff. And I met bassist Martin Epstein and Alden Rashand in 2011, who are still both in the band currently, thank God. And we've been just continuing since. We never gave up. We've gone through two other drummers and one other vocalist before. Well, two other vocalists, including me, because I used to do vocals for the first 5 years. But that's it. Well, it's a really simple, ordinary story.
And Sarah, how did it come about having you join the band about a year ago?
Yeah, it was about exactly a year ago. SUNGWOO had asked me via the socials, and I kind of, I was really nervous about it, to be honest with you. And being a Rhode Islander, like, the idea of going to Boston to practice was terrifying. So, in true Rhode Island fashion, I was like, no. And then, eventually, he came around again and asked, and I said, you know what, let me just sleep on this. And I thought to myself, it really sucked to wake up one day and realize that I didn't end up trying that. So I went and I kind of taught myself gutturals in my car on my way to and from work for a month. And then learned a couple songs, went to practice with them a couple times, and that was basically a wrap. And it was just so amazing to be a part of something so consistent, and has been ever since. I mean, this band is a lot of action instead of just kind of like talking about things, so I find that extremely cool about them.
And the band recently released a single titled Every Hill a Tomb. What kind of feedback have you guys been able to receive?
All positives. I know some people, that was their first song with the new vocalist, after 6 years of having someone else. I think the feedback was simply, it was an amazing Aversed song. Sarah joining the band was a big change in the band, but, I think it's like, to just about anyone else, they have high expectations when they hear a new Aversed song, and it just fit everyone's expectations seamlessly. It's as if nothing happened. It's as if the band just kept going. That's the kind of vibe I got. What about you, Sarah?
I definitely agree with you, and I have to say, for it being my first single with you guys, I didn't feel the pressure that I kind of thought I would feel. I felt really comfortable with the way the band received me and my style. So I think recording that single and putting it out and having the positive feedback, I think it just flowed really well. And yeah, I would agree. I wasn't a part of the beginning of times with Aversed, but I definitely see where you're coming from with making that statement of it just kind of flowing and like nothing ever stopped. So yeah, I've really enjoyed putting that out.
Any pressure releasing material with a new singer, especially going through a lineup change with someone that was in your band for 6 years?
I guess I'll go first. I didn't think that way at all. Like, there was not a single part of me where I felt any sort of, I felt zero negativity or any sort of reluctancy at all. Because, like, as soon as Sarah sung her first note in May 2021, I closed my eyes and looked at Jeff afterwards, and then I was like, "This is it. She's the one." Like, no dispute. Like, I didn't feel anything was lacking. I didn't feel zero pressure on my end at all.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. I felt like initial pressure just knowing that I was going to be, the new guy. That quickly went away, just hanging out with them, and I think that was part of taking that edge off, was really just getting to know them as people. So that helped a lot too.
Like, it was just personal bias. I'm actually a sucker when bands change vocalists. Like, all my favorite bands, my favorite material is during their deep cuts. Like, for example, like, I love Killswitch Engage, I love Black Sabbath, I love Arch Enemy. Like, all of my favorite bands have changed 2 or 3 vocalists, or 5 vocalists even. And so I'm just like I'm a big supporter, actually, when bands do something like this, actually. So that's just where I'm coming from.
And do you feel like every Hill of Tomb gives fans an idea on what to expect from the band's next full-length album?
What do you think, Sarah?
There's definitely some twists and turns in the next full length from what we have mapped right now. And I think I don't know what people should expect. I think don't expect anything too extremely close to what's been out there. I think it's got a lot of dynamic and a lot of character to it, and you can find, different spots in each of the songs that will resonate and with different emotions, and I think that's what's really cool about it.
We were already done writing all the songs for the third album that will have be Sarah's first album, and for me, it's this band. It's like my purpose for writing music in this band is to write music that has abundant with dynamic and melody, and this record will have plenty of dynamic and melody. I'll leave it at that.
And the band is getting ready for a tour along the East Coast, which takes off July 7th. What are your expectations on the upcoming shows?
So we will be hitting cities that we've already performed before. We'll be making a few comebacks, but I'd say 80% of them are cities we've never played before. In Pennsylvania, certain parts of Ohio. From my experience, we've only done 2 or 3, small quote unquote tours, and every time I've had just an amazing time. The reception has always been great, even though there's a few people on a Monday or Tuesday. I have very high hopes and optimism and high optimism.
Yeah, I think so too. This being my first actual tour, I think, especially just being with these guys, it's going to be great because we already have made so many great memories together over the last year, and they've really become my best friends. So I just can't wait, and I'm itching for next Thursday to get out there and start this whole thing and make memories and play new cities and see new things and meet new people and just have our music out there and connect with people. I'm really excited.
What do you see as far as plans for the band after the upcoming tour?
Plans for the band after upcoming tour. I think the plan is to finalize the album 3, get that ball rolling. That is one of them. Another one is we have a string of shows coming out in September and plan hopefully more shows in December, and then that's my trajectory right now.
Yeah, I'd agree. I think album 3 is going to be a big focus point, just getting everything finalized with that. And, maybe getting a music video or something like that. But I'm very excited for the upcoming shows that we've got lined up.
For sure.
If you could pick anyone to tour with, whether it be headlining or supporting, who would it be and why?
Oh, man.
I'll start with one answer. So a lifelong goal I had is the helicopter. A lifelong goal of mine since I was very young starting this band was to open up for Nightwish at a soccer arena overseas. Why? Because I think I could die happy that way.
I haven't really given this much thought, but the first thing that came to mind is Allegiant. So we can put Jeff through absolute hell and watch him suffer because he's the drummer for Allegiant too. That's my reason.
Good reason.
Is there anything that we haven't covered that either you would like to throw in?
I think we've covered most of it. It's just I think this is actually our first interview featuring Sarah, so I was actually really excited about that. And I was just really happy to talk about how this whole change came out to be. I'm very open with talking about this vocalist change, which I'm still excited about. It still feels so new, even though it's been a year. It's to me I'm kind of living the dream. Like, I never thought I would work with a vocalist so talented and such a team player as Sarah has been. And so it's just like, I'm still in awe, is what I'll say.
Oh my god, that makes me so happy. I think we covered a lot of good stuff. I would say also, just kind of in response to that, for me it's a big deal because I've been in bands for, over a decade and playing live, and I would say to anyone who is in a local band currently who feels like they get, at these dead ends and have a hard time releasing something or scheduling gets messed up or whatever, just remember that it's a relationship between, you and like a few other people, and that, you got to help each other out and continue having like positive chemistry, and just know that good things will happen if you just continue with it. It's all about the music. It's always been about the music. That's the most important thing. And just knowing that, we're not alone in this. That's why musicianship, I think, is one of the most magical things, because we need each other and we help and we heal so many people without even realizing it, while music heals us too. So I just think it's really important, and I'm very glad to have kind of this relationship with these guys, because now that I've been in Aversed for a year, I can't imagine my life any other way.
Awesome.
So now my last question I have for you is, for anyone unfamiliar with a band, what are some good songs to introduce to a new fan, and why?
I'll name 2 songs. I'll name Close My Eyes, because that was on their last album, because that song has probably one of the most catchiest and most uplifting choruses that anyone could sing in the shower. That's one. And the second would be Every Hello Tune, because of how triumphantly epic and symphonic that song is.
Yeah, I think my overall favorite song to listen to and to play live is Abandoned, personally, off the album Impermanent. That song just, like, amps me the hell up. I absolutely love it. And I'm going to pick, actually, 2 more, sorry. Impermanent also amps me up, and I think is, like, I don't know, sisters with Abandoned, almost, because I always listen to those 2 back-to-back. And, obviously, Every Hello Tune, because it's the newest one, and it displays a lot of, like, good talent from everybody, I think.
Awesome. That was about all the questions I got for you. It was great talking to you both. Best wishes on your upcoming tour. Hope you guys are safe and healthy out on the road, and hope it's a great year for you.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate your time and everything.
Yeah, thank you, Matt. You're the bomb, and we appreciate you endlessly.